to evolve and become even more perfect, and I think it's pretty perfect right now.
Alright, do you have the next VOD up?
Yes, I do.
Okay, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so we are in set number 5. And I actually had a point to make about that burrow though, but I'll do it in a second here. It looks like the players are going to be flying for Woongjin Stars versus Jaedong for Team 8. Of course, who else would it be other than the Tyrant? So it looks like Juhoon's little strategy here has paid off, saying Jaedong for the 5th game. And actually, wait a minute, now that I think about it though, Team 8 got up 2-0, right? So if Flying somehow takes out Jaedong, that would be pretty crazy. A reverse 3-2. I'm not sure
I think
who I'm rooting for now.
Jaedong losing. I think the crazy part of that would be Jaedong losing to Flying.
Well, yeah, but I mean, Flying recently he beat Sun in Stars versus SKT to take the series. So you know, Flying. You never know. You never know. But I did want to make a quick note about the burrow thing though. It's that it still feels really risky and gimmicky to me. I mean, you know, the last time we saw that I think was some Zerg using it against Free, and he just failed completely. Or no, wait, wasn't it Hoja who used it? Or I think was it Hoja who did burrowed lings? I don't know, but the thing is, burrowed lings, they're not like lurkers, like stop lurkers, right? You know, if you try and do a fancy stop lurker, you didn't quite position them right, it's not a big deal. You know, you just unburrow them and put somewhere else, and they're still good. But with the burrow lings, I mean, you know, the burrow is a very cheap upgrade, sure, but I'm not really sure if that's really going to become something we see a lot. It seems very situational and very risky. Anyways, whoa.
Oh, we have another pause. Someone raised their hand again. I feel like Burrow pays for itself in the long term. That the thing that you're most concerned about is that lack of 100 will lead to your imminent death before the 12-minute mark. But like being able to burrow and like just temporarily delay expansions, like scouting really effectively, the possibility to, well, that's more in Protoss, the possibility to like pop up and kill a shuttle really quickly with burrowed hydras. Like you do see
that's ZVP
once you
though.
have
it's a little bit different. ZVP and ZVT. ZVP I'm actually a lot more in favor of burrow. That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. But even just having individual Zerglings bird around the map scouting, it's like really good scouting. Okay, I want to talk about flying for a little. So a while ago...
Can I do a quick note? Apparently the reason we had to pause there is that Flying got a warning for not having his headphones on.
Oh, uh-oh.
Which,
the commentators.
Wait, did you realize that... I didn't notice that he didn't have headphones.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Huh. Oh well.
Like, you have earbuds, but not the overhead.
Yeah, I
like,
assume that's what it was. I'm a little bit confused. Anyways, go ahead. Talk about flying.
So, flying is like a flower that grew out of a pot of dirt. Flying was on a clan called Gosi. And I like made a project. I'm like, what clans do people come from? And I looked it up and organized them by not the team but the clan. Like, I'm sure you're familiar with like the good ones like Sizz, White, GM, Bai, Shield, Endai, Foyu, Alive. Like, there are a ton. And you know who was on Gosi? It was Flying, and the only other player you might have heard of is the star. Yeah. No. Gosi Terran?
Yeah, dude. TSL2. Round of 32. Or wait, no. Did he make round of 32? I think he did.
Wait, you mean the Foreigner?
Yeah, the Foreigner, man.
Okay, I'm not counting that. We're talking about, like, okay, cool, Foreigner was on Gosi, but, like, really foreigners are way behind Koreans, so that doesn't even count. The only other player the only other Korean I should say that you might have heard of was Twilight Foyu, who became FXO Oz, who's like pretty good at StarCraft 2 right now. So he's the only good Brood War player to ever come out of his clan, which is amazing, because like, how do you get good without practicing against equally good people? Like, everyone was on a good clan except this guy, and it's really like, it's like a melon scratcher, head scratcher.
That is very interesting. I had no idea. Huh. I cannot believe you know about that stuff. Man, that is, dude.
He was briefly on a good team. Like, he was briefly on Neo G, like, along with Sulky, and there were a couple of other good people.
Yeah.
Puzzle. No, wait. Neo G wasn't that good either. It was just Flying, Sulky, and Puzzle, who's a StarCraft 2 player, so...
be careful what you say about that game.
But he like, apparently he wasn't good enough to get on like Inter or Dream T or like any of them. No, I'm sorry, you're relegated to GOSI.
Anyway, it looks like we do have a hat trick going down to the top left, or I guess the 12 o'clock natural there for Jaedong. And
yeah,
I think
we are far enough into the game to actually talk about the game.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for that side rant, but
dude,
I
that was
think
actually
pretty interesting.
that was very interesting. I had no idea, man. I'd never even like thought about stuff like that. So yeah, glad you talked about it.
The clans that you come up on are really important. Like as a formative like fledgling pro gamer, it's really important to be on a good clan, and that's why you see such a high concentration come from the good clans. Like, they're attracted to the clan because it's a good clan and they're a good player, but also the clans help make the players.
Alright, I have a couple of notes now. First of all, I don't think we even set the map, which of course is Outlier, a Protoss favorite map, but we've seen plenty of ZVPs on it, with Zergs coming up with all sorts of crazy sniping builds. But one thing I do want to point out, I mean, everything is standard so far, right? We've got Stargate in the main base, Jaedong doing his 3 bases, but the wall-in of flying, he made the forge, and then he made his first cannon kind of like floating above the forge, and I was a little bit curious about that positioning, but actually, now that the wall's completed, it's perfect. The gateway is on above the forge, on the left side of the cannon, and he has enough space below the initial cannon to build a second cannon in that little space right there, so he actually had that positioning perfect, which is quite impressive. I mean, you know, it's pretty standard for pro gamers, but I always like seeing pretty walls.
Looks like we're seeing the PC build coming out from Flying too. Pop down this Stargate Citadel. There's a lot of links here. They might try to power down that Zealot, but it looks like not a very good idea. They get all of its shield off, but not a single
power
full
down
damage.
the Zealot. They're gonna kill the pylon, and the Zealot will be unpowered, and he can't attack anymore. That'd be awesome, man. Could you imagine?
It'd be so weird if like pylons interacted with units in some meaningful way besides providing supply. So like, if pylons were miniature shield batteries, that'd be such a bad idea.
Oh my god, that would be a brilliant idea. I mean, dude,
yeah,
in Heart of the Swarm,
no,
dude. In Heart of the Swarm, they're making pylons into photon cannons. So at the very least, we can have them as shield batteries, alright? That's completely fair, man.
Here's what Heart of the Swarm needs to add and take away. They need to add, you know, lurkers, devourers, defilers, guardians. They need to add Scourge. They need to take out the Corruptor and Broodlords because those are stupid. They need to add Corsairs back. Phoenixes just aren't working, man. Basically, they just need to make Heart of the Swarm into StarCraft Brood War.
I do think, though, that they should keep the photon cannon pylons. I think that's a fantastic upgrade. It's a great idea. I thank Dustin Browder for that one.
Alright, fine. The Zerg gets to keep burrowed movement Bane lanes.
No, dude, they get borrowed movement lurkers.
Oh my god, lurkers could move?
Yeah, dude.
Oh
my god, the links are moving into the natural though, and it looks like only one cannon was there sniping it.
There was suddenly no wall off whatsoever. That was a really great, like, game sense by Jaedong.
Dude, I am so surprised that he didn't make a second cannon, because he just moved out with all of his Zealots and didn't have a cannon, and he's attacking the hatcheries and not attacking the Sunkens. He needs to attack the Sunkens. There's a DT there that helps him. I think he might just want to run into the main, actually. I think he should just, like, skip this and go into the main. Notice he's going to focus down the Sunken. A few links coming out, the drone's coming out, but I mean, all the Lings inside Flying's natural have been cleaned up. He did lose a number of probes, but how much damage are these Zelts going to do? They've killed one of the Sunkens, they've killed a decent number of Lings. It looks like a couple of Zelts going to get trapped in the back, though. Nice little block there, trapping 2 Zelts for Jaedong, but there's still 2 Zelts in the main base. A DT moving out now, but an Overlord is there to stop that, and it looks like Jaedong going to clean up without taking quite as much damage as Flying did, so definitely a good exchange for him. The supply's actually dead even right now, 33, now 34 to 34. So I think Jaedong's in a decent position. Looks like getting Overlords in position to stop this incoming DT. So wow, that was a very nice move by Jaedong. And you know, I think a bit of a mistake by Flying. I mean, I can see what he was going for there, but to have moved out with all of those Zealots and not have a second cannon when he saw, I mean, because initially Jaedong had shown he had Speedlings, he had like a control group of Speedlings, and he was posturing, like he poked the Zealot, he showed that he was, you know, being very aggressive, but oh my god, 4 DTs running into the third base, this is madness! Brosh, do you understand what is going on here?
Yeah, Flying is choking hard. Like, you sugarcoated. You're like, oh, I didn't handle that quite well. He is choking so hard. This is, like, tragic. So, he moved out with all of his Zealots and left his natural expansion completely undefended. And, like, oh, maybe if you're playing a bad player that they won't completely take advantage of it. Sorry, you're playing Jaedong and he completely rips you apart from it. And then you walk into the natural and there's 2 Sunkens on their way morphing. You were absolutely right. You should just walk straight on by and like go into the main and see if you can actually get some tangible damage done. But instead, he stayed. And wow, these DTs are actually killing a lot of Zerglings.
Why is he not killing drones?
Yeah, they still have. Well, the drones are in range of the Sunken colony,
nope,
aren't they?
Nope, they're not.
I guess there's like a couple patches just out of range.
Nope, they're all out of range.
Oh, they are. What was it? Oh yeah, so he went in with 4 Zealots, didn't run past the morphing creep colonies. Instead, he decided to attack the creep colonies, which was really stupid because he kind of like got himself trapped in. But then he choked even harder because there were like he was attacking one creep colony and then he got it down to 100 HP and then he just kept attacking it. And it's like, dude, there's no reason. You move on to the next one because when it pops up, it'll be at 1 HP. But he got it all the way down to like 20 HP by the time it turned into a Sunken, so he just like wasted all of his attack time doing literally 0 damage.
Man, those DTs though, so effective. Looks like Flying also massing up some courses in his main base, but I mean, they went from even supply to Flying being at almost double supplies at 64 to 37 right now. I mean, that was a really good move. Jaedong got a little bit greedy with the 4th base there, the 12 o'clock, but I mean, to be fair though, he had a decent SimCity, he had 2 Sunkens. It's just unfortunate that his Sunkens are actually out of range, partly due to the architecture of the map. When you know, walling in that position, just you end up with all the Sunkens too far away. As you can see, the wall in is actually decent. I don't know, maybe he could have made the extra hatchery in the den a little bit closer, I'm not really sure, but either way, you know, he didn't make any huge blunders. It's just suddenly Jaedong not in the most amazing position. Now, Flying though is not being very active with these Corsairs, even though I'm pretty sure Jaedong has spotted them, so I don't know, maybe he's just waiting for +1.
Don't read in too far to Jaedong being at a lower supply. Like, Zergs are usually at a lower supply, and particularly what Jaedong has is like really supply efficient, like Scourge, Zerglings, and he's gonna go Lurker, Scourge, Zergling, which is like about the most supply efficient army composition you can have. Like 120 supply of this army crushes like 180 supply of other things. So it's like, I don't think it's that much of a problem. Like if you were going more mass Hydras, this would be more problematic if he was 30 supply behind. But he's got a ton of drones and also a ton of static defense at every single base. He's teching.
I think he's getting mutas now.
He's getting mutas? No, I saw he was teching to Hive. I missed.
Well, he just had like 900 1K and it instantly disappeared. So he made something huge.
Well, he probably morphed a bunch of Lurkers because there's like so many Corsairs. I don't think he would go.
I don't know. Anyway, there's a Nexus getting denied at the 6 o'clock. Interesting that Flying is kind of expanding towards his opponent there, but PvZ, that's not as big of a deal. And finally, the Corsairs are moving out. So, well, no, there are the mutas.
Oh, and you were completely right. I'm sorry.
That's alright. I mean, I agree with you. It seems like a terrible time to make mutas when there's like 8 Corsairs on the field. Jaedong sees them now, so that I thought Jaedong saw those Corsairs earlier, but I may have been mistaken. Maybe he actually didn't see them. That's why he made the mutas. But it turns out that is a completely useless investment now. I mean, you know, he can try and fly around and do some harassment. He might just end up suiciding them to snipe some High Templar, as we saw him do very well against, I think, Free on Chain Reaction a few weeks ago. But anyway, I mean, in the middle of the map, the Protoss army is just demolishing everything. But Jaedong, he did get his 4th base up quite quickly, and he's kept it alive despite taking that early damage from the DTs. So, economy-wise, he should be okay right now. And he is indeed kind of closing the supply gap. And now moving in with these mutas. I don't know how many courses there are. They should have +1 by now, and the Scourge are all going in. Gets a decent Scourge surround, but not quite enough, and has to retreat with the Mutalisks. Wow, randomly losing another Corsair there, but yeah, still has plenty to spare. So Jaedong's mutas are going to be forced back, and this 3rd base should be safe now for flying. Another interesting thing to note is that even though flying is very zealot heavy on the composition, that's okay because Jaedong, having spent all that gas on the mutas, is not really going to have enough gas to make a bunch of lurkers. And ooh, we have a shuttle.
I like that. He's got such supreme air dominance that he's not even worried about that getting picked off. And a bunch of Zerglings dying to their deaths. That's a real phrase, by the way.
Wait, what?
It looks like
that's a real phrase? Whoa.
Third once again. Oh, I'm sorry. What were you saying?
No. Wait, dying to their deaths is a real phrase?
Absolutely.
No, no. I don't believe you. That's one of those things like winningest, where you hear it and it's like, there's no way that's real. I still don't believe winningest is a real word, by the way. Chill completely made that up. Like, it might be in the dictionary, but that's just because Chill put it there. It's not a real word, guys.
The Scourge don't get the shuttle, but they do actually pick off the Corsairs, so that's not actually that bad. And a huge attack coming into the 4th base. Was that an elevator? Yeah, I think that was all elevated forces, and there's very few defenses at the 4th because he was relying on the Sim City at the 3rd. So it actually looks like a very, very nice snipe for flying, and Zerglings are streaming in. And oh, there were a bunch of stacked drones, but I think it was only like 4 or 5. So it is not actually that bad, but this was a really nice, like the elevator into the 4th, that's a really good way to deal with Jaedong's style because he relies pretty heavily on the Sim City at the 3rd. Like, the way playing Jaedong works, if you're a Protoss, is Jaedong takes 4 bases, he has 2 beautiful Sim Cities that it's impossible to get by, and you want to take a 3rd? Guess what? You can't. Jaedong's denied the 3rd 3 times now, and now, since we're on Outlier, Flying had the idea, maybe I'll take another 3rd. So there's 3 drones on hold position and on the ramp between the main and the natural, and there's a lot of units getting stuck behind. Well, that's actually pretty funny. So Flying's taking an alternate 3rd. And I believe a Scourge flew over that, so let's see if Jaedong's able to deny it. It's a little bit further out of the way, but maybe he'll upgrade drop and just take all of these units that are going to get stuck in his main until he realizes that there's 3 drones on hold position. No, he's just going to mine out the minerals and go kill it. Yeah, you can't kill any of Jaedong's bases. He's going to be on 4 base, and you can't take a 3rd. You're going to be on 2 base. This is why Jaedong's so good.
I cannot understand. How has he still not realized that there's 3 drones there? Is this really Jaedong? He's got like 80,000 APM and he just doesn't realize that these are blocked? Like, what? I can't believe it. Anyway, we're gonna have a nice DT drop here. There's a 4 colony.
4 DT drop. Like, another thing I want to say about Flying is he thinks that these DTs are actually going to do a lot of damage.
Dude, they're going to kill that base. There's no way he can defend it.
His own drones with the DT or with the lurker and still continue to kill it, and that's what he's actually doing. He's manually attacking his own hatchery in order to kill the DTs.
Oh my god, he's taking so much damage. He's going to lose all of the overlords, but it looks like it's going to be enough. He's actually going to save the base. I cannot believe it. I assumed that base was gone. But Jaedong proved me wrong, although he did lose a bunch of overlords. He's now down at 100 of 87 supply, deep in the red. But, you know, the supply counts are actually quite close. Flying only 15 supply ahead with a lot more. And Jaedong! Jaedong! What? Oh my god. I don't understand. I mean, if you showed me this game and didn't tell me who the players were, I'd be like, this is Hyuk for sure. But what is going on here?
Jaedong, in a rare moment, appears to be hucking himself, and we're going to his first-person view just to see if he flashes by his main base at any time. Like, does he get suspicious of it? I think he's going to be very focused on killing. Oh, did he actually get drops? Or he's just being very careful with his overlords and have them all drop? Like, you saw him. He's hotkeyed his rally points to the F keys. Oh, nice play going off, getting most of the Corsairs. Yeah, Plague
I'm
God.
sorry. I'm literally pulling my hair out right now. Like I'm gonna be ball. If he does not move
Don't
those
worry.
3 drones
Don't
by the
worry,
end of this
because like
game,
he's still
I'm gonna
in
be
fine position even without all these units, and then he's gonna realize these units, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, holy crap! I have like 20 bonus
fuck.
units," and then he's gonna go kill a
Fuck
base with it. But
drones.
there's
Oh
so
my
many.
god. I am so
Like
angry right now. What is?
Jaedong,
Ah.
Jaedong should realize this just based on the merit that he made drones, and the drones didn't arrive at his rally point. Like that should have set it off. But flying in a rare display of a Protoss playing
What
versus Jaedong
the
has managed to take a
fuck?
third and a fourth, and it looks like so far he's holding them successfully. The third's been mining for a few minutes now. The fourth just going up, not mining quite yet, but it's going to be soon.
Oh my
And
god.
I'm the sad.
You know what? This game is like one of the few cases that's an example of why you should not use hotkeys. It's like normally everyone's like, okay, use hotkeys for everything, learn the hotkeys, use F keys and whatnot. But guys, if you're too good with hotkeys, you just get hyuked by drones, man. You get hyuked by drones. Oh man, a
Oh,
storm
nice.
drop on the natural, killing
Nice big
everything.
field storm
Dude,
drop,
look on the
but I-
minimap. They're still blocked. Jaedong's not going to see that for like the entire game because his hotkey system is so perfect that he never has to look at his ramp. He's just never going to find it, ever. Look, he's just not
but
going to find it.
He's going to find it, and then he's going to have a huge army that he didn't know about. This is going to be beautiful.
Dude,
I
his
think.
main base,
I think he's just.
has the worst case of blue balls right now. Like, this is just... Oh my god.
This is exactly like when a player is bad and they have like a huge amount of unspent resources, and then they make an Ultralisk cavern and they make like 7 Ultralisks at once, and then they kill you with Ultralisk.
I just
and you're
realized
like,
what happened.
How did that happen?
Dude, this isn't actually Pro League. We're getting trolled. We're actually watching the SGS C rank open right now. That's what's happening.
No,
Okay, I got
wait,
it.
it just dawned on me. I know exactly what's gonna happen. They're gonna there's gonna be an epic moment, and they're gonna show Jaedong's face for the reaction shot. Except his hands aren't gonna be on the keyboard. He's gonna be like playing Pokemon on his Game Boy Color.
Oh man, nice plague from Jaedong. Nice swarms with the lurkers, but having an extra, I don't know, 2.5 control groups of units might be useful at this point in the game. I don't know. I
He
mean,
just built a Nidus, so we know he's very close on the map to where that is. He was like just one screen away. Oh, Jaedong.
oh man, and now Zelts are actually gonna move to the 12 o'clock because he mined that out.
Yeah, but there's a
Lol.
lot of lurker spore defense. I don't know, man. There's not much you could do.
Yeah. Man, I'm like so depressed right now. You can't even imagine. Oh my god. I'm so sad. I mean, I'm Protoss. I cheer for Protoss, but
Jaedong's
this is
actually
just...
even on supply though. Look at this.
I know.
He's got
That's
just
the
a
crazy
huge amount
thing
of
is
units. Once he
missing.
finds them, he can go do a lot of damage with them. Like the longer this goes on, the more worried I am that Jaedong will lose this game. But I still feel that he's gonna figure out he has those units and then go kill a base with it and be up again. But like right now, he's kind of down, not because he's like behind in production or economy or anything like that, just because he's behind because he lost units.
Dude, you know what I think? I think Jaedong actually knows that that's there, and he's just like proving a point that he doesn't need those units to beat flying. He just like deliberately puts those drones there. He's like handicaps himself. He's like, okay, I'm playing this random Protoss scrub. Let me actually just be nice and like not use anything from my main base. Man, watch, he's eventually just gonna get maxed in his main, and he's not gonna be able to make any more units, and he's gonna be so confused. He's gonna be like, why am I maxed when I have like a control group of units?
I like how every single unit that's gridlocked in there is still spazzing slightly.
Oh, sick lurker
Oh
drop.
my god, how that was! I saw one of the lurkers had 6. Did you catch the other one?
Dude, I didn't see. Man, you know what? Somebody after this game needs to like get the dude where's my car poster and like put Jaedong on it or something. There's a funny meme in here somewhere.
Dude, where's my 40 supply of Hydras?
Seriously.
Where's my Hydras, dude?
Oh my god. Anyway, it looks like a random drop into the top left pseudo island-ish thing there. I mean, look at Jaedong being all fancy, like microing his Zerglings and
Well,
shit.
right now he's just suiciding Lings into Archons, which is rarely a good idea.
Oh man, just look at his minimap though. Look at that giant ball of stuff at his ramp. Like,
Maybe
does he not?
maybe you think it's a flock of overlords?
Does he not
I don't
look at his
even know.
minimap? Does he not
No,
look at the minimap? This thing is
he's
huge.
very aware of his minimap, but only
There's
red
like,
blips. Green blips,
oh
he
my god,
thinks he knows what they are.
this thing is like Katamari Damacy. It's just like gathering stuff and becoming this giant blob of things, and it's just, how does he not notice? This
Well,
is
soon it's gonna
impossible.
level up and gain the ability.
This is
to,
match fixing. It's
oh,
match fixing.
Storming overlords.
It's
like,
match
this is
fixing.
Such a clump up of overlords that it's almost worth it to storm it. But there are lurkers underneath. Don't worry. Okay,
Oh
I
my
think
god.
like Flying's heading into the natural now. Once he gets into the natural, Jaedong has to realize it, right?
Dude.
Come on, Jaedong.
Jaedong.
He's like, he has to be looking at his natural. Like, what could conceivably be happening?
Dude, could you?
So, Flying's actually transitioning into like the super late.
Oh, you found it!
We did it!
And the floodgates are open.
Oh
Oh
my
god. Could you imagine like what Juhoon's thinking right now? Oh god. And now he's losing a bunch of drones, but man, Juhoon must be so angry right now. Oh god.
That was actually, like, the Reaper drop, there was, like, one patch of really, really clumped up drones. Like, he sent, like, 12 or more there, and then, like, split a couple of off to the various mineral patches, but left the main clump on one of the mineral patches. So there were, like, 9 drones stacked, and he didn't hit that one. So he only really took out, like, 4 or 5 or 6 drones, and not, like, the clump of a bunch. And now that the full force of Hydras is on the map, the Reavers are going to be really effective against it, but there's very few High Templar. Like, there's a lot of Archons because there's been so many Zerglings, so definitely not going to do that well against that. And dude, Plague's going off on the on the Reavers and on the cannons too, which is a little bit helpful.
Man, I don't know what's worse, the fact that that actually happened to Jaedong, or that he's probably going to win this game anyway. It's just like, could you imagine like Flying loses this game and he goes back to his team bench and his teammates are just like, by the way, Flying, Jaedong had like an extra 5 control groups of units just like stuck in his main, and he was just killing you with a max supply of 150.
I don't see theoretically how it's possible for Flying to lose this game. Like, usually Protosses lose because they can't take a third, or if they take a third, they lose because they can't take a fourth.
Sorry.
Well, that was actually pretty ineffective too. That only got like 2 drones. He's got more idle drones sitting at his main to resaturate too, so it's not going to be a problem. So Flying has had Corsairs out for so long, I feel like he should get Disruption Web. Just a side note, they're all at
Just
max
for lulz.
energy. Definitely should get. No, it's actually a really good
Yeah.
spell.
No, I agree. Yeah.
Especially versus lurkers. Like, versus lurkers is almost as effective as a Disruption Web on a tank. Like, it completely takes it out of the battle for a really long time. What else? He's like, Flying should be doing better in this game. It's just that he's playing Jaedong. Like, you get 4 bases, man. Protosses, when they get 4 bases versus Zerg, how often do you ever see them lose? But the problem is, Jaedong's on 6 base and is just never ever going to die. It's just, he's got, like, he's so well defended. Everywhere that Flying could possibly attack is such a terrible, inefficient point of engagement. So the only, like, if you can't engage directly, you drop, right? But Jaedong's actually been doing a really good job at engaging the drops as well.
Nice
and those High Templar both die without getting a single storm off.
Dude, I love how you said that just now. He would be doing really well, except he's playing Jaedong. That's like how everybody who plays Flash feels. It's like, man, my PvT is really good. I just happen to play Flash. Damn it. Anyway, oh, gonna snipe some Reavers. Oh, gets it in the shuttle, very nice. Plague! Oh wow, gets all 3 Reavers and the shuttle. That's quite good. I think one of those was already Plague though, but it looks like this top left, or top right rather, expansion of Flying is going to be under attack here. Where's the Dark Swarm? We need the Dark Swarm. There's the Dark Swarm, and that base is most likely going to go down now. So Jaedong doing some nice, very efficient attacks here with these Lington Lurkers, but it looks like there was a High Templar there actually, so most of the Lings do get taken down, and Flying is still pushing this, what is it, 9 o'clock, inside 9 o'clock base, but you know, in exchange he's taking down the top right, and he's going to go in with these Lings, and another Monster Plague, but this unit composition is mostly Archons. and a few Reavers. I mean, Plague isn't doing that much, really. Looks like, oh, doing some sniping on the observers, though. That's quite nice. I actually don't know if there's an observer there still. There's a couple of lurkers left. And Jaedong is actually taking the 6 o'clock expansion. I thought Flying would be the one to get that. But it looks like Jaedong is going to lose that base. And, I mean, as I said before, it is going to be kind of a base trade here, which is decent for the Zerg. And it looks like... Oh man, that is so many Archons though. Just this unit composition is really, really insanely hard for the Zerg to deal with cost effectively. I mean, oh, nice sniping the shuttle, and actually the shuttle had picked up the Reaver, so very nice move by Jaedong, but now
he sniped
flying...
the observer as well, and I believe that was the last observer with the army.
Indeed it was, so Jaedong just barely holding on. Although, I mean, he still, you know, has no real map control.
Barely holding on, he has so many bases, how could he be dead?
Well,
like
he's losing every single engagement though. Like he can't win a straight up engagement.
But the thing is, Flying lost his third, so Flying's on one base now, and it's like his army isn't being reinforced efficiently too. Like Jaedong's losing the engagements decisively, but he's the only one with an economy to really keep up like a constant unit production. Like Flying's just trickling out. He's probably got like 11 gateways back home, or like
Jaedong's only got like what, one effective mining base at the top left now, so he's not mining at the 12 o'clock. His 6 o'clock just got off. All his other bases are mined out. He only has the top left inside expansion, and a DT is about to go kill everything, but no, Overlord's there, barely in time. One Corsair going to try and stop that. But, well, let's see if Flying can actually keep his DT alive. No, looks like he's going to grab a few drone kills. No, he's actually going to run out of range of the Lurkers. But looks like that guy's going to reposition, so that DT will go down. Looks like he's going to sacrifice himself. And,
oh, and Scourge popping out, really nice.
Yeah, I mean...
So he does save that Overlord valiantly. Like, look, the supplies are even. And Flying's mined out on his maiden natural. He lost his third. He's actually established what's a 5th base, although his 4th base, that's his 4th nexus that's currently operational. This is like a really close, really back and forth game, but I feel like Zerg is better in this position because he's got like static defense everywhere. And just like Lurker Sunken Spore is so hard to break unless you get Disruption Web.
But Flying doesn't need to break it because Jaedong's mined out. He's basically mined out everything except the 6 o'clock and the top left island, and he's got absolutely no map control. So now Flying can take the top right base, both inside expansions now, and he can go kill the 6 o'clock, and Jaedong can't do anything. Like, what is Jaedong going to do against that army composition?
Alright, this may be rampant fanboyism, and it is, but, like, you can kill a base with 8... Oh, that was actually really beautiful. That's the first one, that's the first storm drop that was just picture perfect. Killed almost all of the drones and actually is going to get away. Well, as I say that, a second Scourge joined along and hit. I thought it was going to get away. Now it needs to rendezvous with the Corsairs or cannons ASAP. But it's like a Zerg base, you're able to reinforce it. You can have your whole army there along with some static defense, and you can save it. But it's like a Protoss base. You know, 8 Zerglings and 1 Defiler get there, and your army isn't right there next to it. I'm sorry,
you just leave 1 High Templar and it's fine.
No, not 1 High Templar. It has to be like 3.
What? Against 8 Zerglings, you need 3 High Templars? What?
Okay, maybe the Zergling.
Oh no!
Oh, he got one
more?
out.
Does he have one more? Oh man, that thing has 15 kills too. What a badass. And look at the drone like trying to kill it. He's like,
it's trapped. Oh my god, it's trapped in there.
That drone is straining to like reach through the minerals and spit on that High Templar. That dude has some long range spit.
Jaedong needs to be a little bit more conservative with his lings. He keeps suiciding them into Archons, which isn't going to fly. This is actually a really big attack on the Nexus up here at the, well, almost smack dab in the middle of the map, so it's kind of hard to say. But it looks like he's going to take that out with... Oh no, here comes all of the Archons. And although Archons aren't ideal for dealing with Lurkers... wait, when a Lurker's burrow, does an Archon hit it?
No, burrowed units don't take any splash damage under Dark Swarm. And it looks like a lot of Lings coming in. This is going to be really close. Flying going to hold on, but looks like he's losing all of his probes though at the expansion. The Crackling's just ripping everything to shreds. Flying is in a lot of trouble now. Oh man, he's going to lose his last base here. His 6 o'clock, inside 6 o'clock is almost mined out. and it looks like he is done for. Jaedong looks a little bit upset though.
That's because he knows if he hadn't left 30 seconds.
Oh, stop!
Oh, 12 kills Storm!
GG!
GG from flying?
Jaedong takes it down.
Was the 6 o'clock, inner 6 o'clock, the last mining base for flying, was that mined out?
It was almost mined out. It had like 200 per patch left or something.
Okay.
Jaedong secures the win for Team 8 in a very ridiculous game. Jaedong doesn't need his 50 supply to win the game. Flying puts on a good show but gets taken down. Goes out with a bang, takes out 15 drones with him. Whew. Man, what a series. And guys, we have a whole nother series to come. And, I mean, I was expecting that to be the better one. Guys, we have KT versus CJ coming up. So if Stars versus Team 8 was this good, I cannot wait to see how good that is. Whew. Alright.
That was a sick series. Do you want to talk about that a little bit? Because, like, I don't think Flying should have given up. Like, he did lose, like, he lost that base, but Jaedong didn't have all that much, and, like, it's the ace match. You gotta keep in it, right?
Well, I mean, he was basically mined out. Also, my browser just crashed, so hopefully the stream didn't.
Let me. It's got your overlay up on it right now.
Okay. Oh my god, it just crashed again. What the hell is going on with Chrome? Chrome, stop!
Wait, Chrome doesn't crash. What are you talking about?
It's crashing on me right now again.
Alright.
What is going on?
Alright, so we're starting off with Mind versus Harangue. You call him Harangue, right? Not Harangue.
Yeah, Harangue.
Okay. Where does that come from?
Apparently that's, I don't know, like Koreans pronounce the 2 as an E, so that's how you're supposed to pronounce it.
I looked up like when I first heard this, I looked up the word for Korean, or the word for 2 in Korean, and it wasn't E. It was like boo or something. No, not boo, but something.
Oh man, I'm getting all kinds of weird ads now. This is terrible. Alright, do you know if my stream is up?
It is live on your overlay. It's a nice overlay.
Okay, because I can't see anything right now. Like, my browser's just gone to shit.
Okay. Well, we can still talk about how awesome this series is going to be. Who do you think Flash is going to go up against, and do you think any player on CJ has a chance of beating Flash?
I mean, Effort has taken a Star League off of Flash, so maybe him? I don't know. I know there were a lot of people like rooting for different matchups, but I don't think anyone can beat Flash at this point. He's unstoppable.
Oh wait, and movie on his Royal Road journey made it to the finals and lost to Flash. You got 2 people who played Flash in finals.
Oh, Kiet says Harangue means tiger.